This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. If you should like to hashtag my name, you'll find results on different social media platforms and other networks. Feel free to call anytime if you like. My research library encompasses all those different platforms that I'm on. I want to help people to know the truth, to make an informed choice for your reality, for your eternity. Where will you spend it and why? This is the point in Cherry Grove. It's a few miles north of the Cherry Grove Fishing Pier, which is on the other side there. I'm going to zoom in on the Prince Resort. There's so much fog that we can't see down below the bottom of the building, but we can see the top of the building. That's one of the reasons why we can't see extremely long distance over the water when there's a lot of evaporation and condensation, atmospheric refraction. You know, you can see the pelicans there, and then not so much. That same dynamic happens with ships out in the ocean. There's a lot of water movement. And the tide is coming in right now. So these are the numbers for the day. So we've got optical limitations, also the magnification of like people that are at long distances. We can't see through the dirt. So we get about, last year we had over 20 million guests here that visited in the Grand Strand of the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area. Now with different limitations, economic and travel restrictions, because of actually a global collapse and shutdown. And I use the term tongue-in-cheek. The globalists, billionaires, are controlling the world population. We don't live on a globe. It's a stationary level plane. However, the truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular and it's not an opinion. It's simply the reality that we live on a stationary level plane. Notice how the sun beam is completed with the water coming in. A little bit of elevation causes the water to go back out and to stop. So to be intellectually honest, we don't know what we don't know. I include myself in that. However, what I know for sure, I don't mind telling you, I know we don't live on a globe, and that they're lying about much, almost everything. A lot of indoctrination in the school systems, a lot of the programming that's put out in the movies, the music, the magazines, newspapers, are to evoke an emotional response to get us to want to go to war with other people groups around the world and even our neighbors, arguing about this or that, holding to a different political ideology. It's all the illusion of choice anyway. They decide who they're going to have be our puppet, the puppet that's paraded in front of us. So can you handle the truth? Do you want to know it? And that's important because it's actually going to require more ability than a human being can put together to believe the ultimate truth. You may figure out some things that aren't right. To ultimately be born again of the Spirit of God, you're going to need help. You're going to need His help. He decides. If you're one of His children, you'll absolutely be born again. I don't know who His children are exactly. I just hand out the invitation to everybody to hear, share, and of course obey God's Word. It's humanly impossible to do that. It takes less than a day to hear the entire New Testament. Less than 77 hours to hear the entire Bible. God's Word, the living Word, the living water, the great I am. What is the truth? Well, Jesus says, and I agree, that He is the way, the truth, and the life. He gave me new life. When I was actually born again, I realized something significant had happened, and I wanted to let other people know that that's what happened to me. I did a lot of ministry activity and thought I was born again until I actually was. I want to draw your attention to the light beam and the irregular shape of the beach, the convexity and concavity, the interruption in the reflection because of the the convex surface. Then when the water comes in, the beam will be completed. It's one of the evidences of the reality that we live on a stationary level Earth. And the tide will be coming in for about another, 40 minutes or so. We have a firmament above the stationary plane, stationary and level plane. The firmament is a structure separating a lot of water above from this water down here below. This is sea level in South Carolina. This is the body of water that covers the earth. It doesn't stick to a tennis ball, won't stick to a spinning water ball hurling through space. It doesn't have to. It's a big deal. I know it really upsets people to even talk about it, even those that say they love Jesus. However, they believe I'm distracted with this whole globe thing and conspiracy theories. Well, there's the actual truth, and then there's a kaleidoscope of conspiracy theories to confuse the issue. So people get frustrated and just check out, just watch a lot of distraction. The unfortunate thing with the distraction is it's a lot of deception, typically. That's what I found to be true. So God's word in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 says they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion. So people are going to believe the lie they apparently want to believe, and God is going to help them do that. God is sovereign, meaning He's all-powerful. He's omnipotent. He's in charge of everything. And He's all-knowing, omniscient. AI, artificial intelligence, knows a lot. God knows it all. AI has administrative access to the entire internet, including the creation and distribution of electricity. I'd like to introduce you to my research library. You can take a look at the different work that I've done. Actually, it's a collaborative effort with a lot of other people that have created content, documentaries, exposing much of the deception. And then, of course, I'll even include those that are deceiving. And I'll talk about it on the videos that I create, like this. I can do that. without any copyright infringement. So does it really seem possible, if you live on a globe, that there would be people jogging upside down in relationship to that guy? Or that these people on the beach have correspondingly upside down people in other parts of the world, or at any different point of upside down on an angle? No. Nope. At the equator, ready to fling off? Nope. The supposed movement of the Earth has never been proven, ever. So it's a stationary level Earth. It means that they're taxing us, taking billions of dollars, creating money out of thin air, and giving us a false reality to deceive you. Now, I was deceived, and then I found out the truth about all this. So is it true? Is what I'm saying true? Well, you can look into it if you want, or scroll on by. I can hear a shrimp boat out there, but I can't see him. I'm gonna try and zoom in on where I think he is. So the breakwater over there is a couple miles away. I can't see that, but I showed you earlier, we can't even see the bottom of the Prince Resort, which is 2 miles away. We can see the tops of it. So people are reflective off of the beach on their lives, their past, present, future. A lot of barefooting going on, walking in the ocean, walking on the sand. The wet sand, it grounds us from the electrics of the world, connects us to the ground, can be well grounded. We live in think of electricity. The ground is negative, the atmosphere is positive, the lightning is evidence of what I just told you. Shadows and reflections, they're all around us. So the technology, the electric technology that's all around us, has had proven mind control results. Television, radio, and silent weapons for quiet wars as well. Frequencies out of electronics, dirty electricity. Mind control technology that's more than I'm aware we've ever had. However, like I said, we don't know what we don't know. Previous civilizations may have had more advanced technology than we're aware of. So I'm going to swing this around and show you that now we can see more of the bottoms of the Prince Resort through the fog. And we can see the pier through there. And then notice how it just vanishes with less, from our perspective. So now I'm actually getting the reflection off of the beach in my face directly. I'll flip it around and show you how that works. It's part of the dynamic. I'll stand right here, maybe you can see that a little bit better. So it's coming from above and down below. It's one of the reasons why fishermen can get sunburned so badly. One of the things to consider with being out in the sun is to have, I use coconut oil on my skin. It reduces the impact, the solar damage. It's hydrophobic, it repels water. I've been perpetually detoxifying for years, and for the last year and a half bathing in highly purified, carbon filtered and solar activated reverse osmosis drinking water. I've got a small system, but it makes about 70 gallons a day, and I put it in 5-gallon water jugs. Heat it up to about 100 and, well, heat it up 5 or 10 gallons to a boil, and it heats up the about 20 gallons that I bathe in, a total of about 30 gallons. I'll put in, like today, boron, a 1/4 cup of boron, which is borax, 1/4 cup of baking soda, and a 1/4 cup of magnesium sulfate. Powerful electrolytes that help the body's electrical system. They've got a AED, an electronic device to resuscitate people, potentially. More recently, with the healthcare crisis, or the what I've been looking at as the plandemic, it's a design collapse of a supposed viral assault on humanity. Now, there can be components of electronics, bioweapons, and more. One of the realities is that when people are afraid and they're glued to their TV watching all the deceptive programming, thinking it's truthful, it can make themselves sick. It's the opposite of the placebo effect bringing health. It does exactly the opposite. When somebody is like a hypochondriac or thinking that they're coming down with something, they can actually make themselves less healthy. Now, on my detoxification, one of the other components of that is high-powered nutrition that I liquefy. Spinach, kale, chia seed, mixed berries, bananas, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, broccoli, anything that I want to add to that. Now, the chia seed is very absorbent and absorbs 9 times its weight in liquid. So it will absorb those micronutrients and release them throughout the day. So food for thought is more than nutrition, and it's more than an idea. It's actually both. And to have maximum benefit, it's really important to reduce any toxicity in the body, which includes what comes in through the eyes, the ears, and what we think about. So there are silent weapons for quiet wars, electronics that can actually affect people's mood. what they think and believe. It's all part of the deal. It's in my research library right now. And my research library is on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and more. Now I can see the pylons to the breakwater there. That is the area where the waterway, the Intracoastal Waterway, flows out. We've had a lot of rain lately, so there's the water the water is really high. So if we have a major hurricane, we're going to have major flooding if we get hit by that here. There is weather modification, and that's part of what's modifying the weather, modifies the people as well. Nanoparticles of aluminum, barium, strontium, and bioelectric nanoparticulate fibers. It's a fungus that is like a parasite on our bodies, potentially. It collects in the mucous membrane, Ken. That's one of the reasons why I'll let the purified water with the borax, baking soda, and mag sulfate go into my sinus passages. I'll blow it on out, and then throughout the day, whatever is getting collected in there, I'll spit out. Oh well, it's one of the practical responses that I can do. I don't want those body invaders. Plus the boron and baking soda are antifungal, and that will kill candida, which is a gut fungus, as well as jock itch, yeast infections, toenail fungus. Cancer is a fungus. Dr. Seminici out of Italy killed cancerous tumors with baking soda and water. Did you know that? You won't hear it on the news. On my channel you will, as long as it's still there. So the dermal absorption throughout my whole body is therapeutic and beneficial. I may gain or lose 7 to 10 pounds in a long therapeutic soak. What I'll do too is massage my arms and my face, the whole body. It works the tissue and releases lactic acid from the muscle tissue and the cellular structure of my body, and it's real healthy. So water changes volume and density with temperature. So a gallon of water, what does it weigh? Well, it depends on the temperature. It's around 8 pounds. Give or take whatever the temperature variant causes. So the flood that Noah prepared for, God opened up the fountains of the deep, the floodgates of heaven, and caused it to start raining, to cover over the tops of all the mountains. You can't flood a ball, you can flood a plane. Look at flooding. The Mississippi River, over 2,300 miles long, is ignoring what would be over 650 miles of curvature, 8 inches per mile squared. You can do the math if you want. So I've got video of the Mississippi. You can look at the Mississippi River basin and how it floods. Once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. I can't unring the bell. And for those that are well accomplished in this world system with money and celebrity status and all kinds of accolades, I like to say, hey, no matter how much stuff you've got, first off, what will it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? And the other thing is, if you're believing a lie, how many other lies are you believing? If you're believing one is obvious, is the impossibility of life on a globe. Keep in mind, the supposed movement of the earth has never, ever been proven. And you can't have plumb, which is exactly vertical, or level, exactly level, if we were moving. We've got the horizon, which is horizontal. It's just the way it is. The irregularities in the surface are filled in by the water. That's actual, repeatable observations. Now, on my research library, I include many hours of beautiful video from around the world. High definition, over all different climates and elevations, mountains, the Alps, Norway, Hawaiian Islands, all just very beautiful work. So I'd like to thank all those that create the tremendous content that I share through the Truth Network. So I want to thank you for all your public and private encouragement and support. Feel free to reach out anytime.